Hi, ladies. Thank you for joining me in today's talk. And this is directly, specifically for you. However, if there's any males listening in, you're free to listen in, share your opinions. That's perfectly fine. But this is directed just specifically to ladies. Okay. So today, basically, I want to talk about our differences in society and why we should stop trying to be like men, because that's a huge waste of a woman, right? Now, when I say we are different from men, I do not mean in terms of importance, in terms of equality. I do not believe there is a specific gender that is higher or lower, but there is a difference, obviously. Otherwise, we would all just be like genderless or as one gender, right? Physiologically, we are different. Obviously, the way we look, the way we talk, our voices, all of these things are different, and it's there for a reason. There is a huge reason why we are female and they are male. However, for centuries, women have tried so hard to toughen up, to be on par, to, try to dim down our light so we can be, at a correct kind of level with men, to show that we are also powerful. But when we do this, we actually give away our power because we are doing something that is very unnatural to us. So we were shamed to express emotion, and if we cry or if we're over emotional, we were not seen for the job, basically, right? In the past, this used to happen, and therefore, yeah. So what we've done subconsciously in another kind of realm in our minds, we decided to shut down this part of us, who we truly are, because we want to be seen as more important or as important as men. But by doing this, we actually give away our power and who we really are as women. This stifles who we actually are. We are the empaths, the nurturers, the feelers of the world. We stifle who we are as women. There's a huge imbalance that can be seen in all areas of our life and in areas and in our personal selves as well, all right? For example, the earth itself is referred to as Mother Earth, right? It's seen as a woman. And right now, currently, we're going through an imbalance. So this is a bit of a tangent, but currently, Mother Earth has been going through an imbalance. So what has happened? She's declared this disaster, and well, disaster in terms of the news and media. And right now, what's happening is she's becoming more into balance to who she really is, Mother Earth, the nurturer, the feeler. Okay, so this is what happens to us as well. When we have all these emotions stifled up, and when we cannot express in a way that women ought to express, right? This is what happens, and we get imbalanced, and there's all kinds of different feelings that we feel, and it can be disastrous until we actually awaken up and just accept who we actually are. All right, so there is this wonderful saying, which I'm sure everybody has heard, which is if mama's not happy, then no one's happy, right? Or happy life or happy wife equals happy life. Now, what does that actually mean? I'm sure it has come from somewhere. A great intelligent man probably even said it because they have noticed it, right? So I want you now to think of a household. It could be your current household or a relative, a friend, anything where they're experiencing some kind of problems, and the woman is kind of the head of the household. The head meaning she runs the household with her husband, brother, father, in that sense, right? If there's an imbalance in the household, it's usually because there's an imbalance in the woman. Either, she's not very happy, she is de-energized, she's sick, she's depressive, there could be some sort of imbalance happening in the woman, which causes the relationships to become imbalanced, the household to become imbalanced, the finances, etc. However, now try to think of a long time ago, maybe your great grandparents, if you've met them, great grandparents, or even think of friends or families who have had grandparents like a long time ago growing up. Don't sometimes we hear these stories of how our grandmothers, only our grandfathers used to work, but they ran the household with just this little bit of money, and how they thrived. Say it raised about 5 to 10 children. How is that possible? And most of the time we are very close to our grandmothers and have a very loving relationship to them. We see them as solace. Now look at that woman. She's balanced. She has, before like the world dictated of how a woman should be, she was true to herself. So that's what I feel women need to be. We need to come into our own and not be dictated by society on how we should act, feel, and talk, for instance. Now, when I say these things, I don't mean that we should give up our dreams of the corporate world and all of these things, but we should be free to express who we are, and we should stop stifling our true potential, and we should not be seen as weak for expressing our emotions. So let me give you another example, right? Let's just say there is a problem, and most of the time, let's take a male and a female experiencing a similar problem. Usually, which happens 80% of the time if you've noticed it, the man will go into his man cave, right? He will kind of withdraw from the world and he'll think about it. So his problems happen in his mind, right? He'll think, and he'll become silent and withdrawn. And that's how sometimes that something's wrong with the males in your life, when they're very quiet, they're not talking a lot, and all of these things. They have a problem, but they fix it in their mind. However, a woman, on the other end, they feel the problem. They would rather express it by talking about it to their female counterparts, their friends, their families. That's how they express it. So basically what I'm trying to say is the way we deal with problems as well is it's very different, right? So men are more of the thinkers. They want the action to take, they want the solution, whereas women are more of the feelers. We feel it in our body. And when we are not welcomed, or we're not respected to express who we are as a woman and how we deal with problems, the imbalance occurs within us, and that's when all kinds of problems begin to happen, right? Sicknesses, depression, unhealthy states of mind and body. We become resentful to our partners and our friends and family. So most of the time you may have noticed that let's just say as your significant other wants to go out and you get upset. Why is that? Because we feel, I've sacrificed who I am as a woman, so I expect you to sacrifice who you are as a man. That's just a typical example which we've all faced with sometimes. So I hope that has, inspired some food for thought, and think about it. And, in my next video, I want to talk about how we should be dealing with our emotions and our trauma, and why we actually respond to different kinds of problems differently from men, right? So I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, feel free to type it in the comments below, and see you in my next video. Bye.